The Philadelphia Phillies' playoff dreams are officially shattered, and the Los Angeles Dodgers are cruising toward another World Series showdown. It's a moment that's got baseball fans buzzing with anticipation. But here's where it gets controversial. From the Dodgers' viewpoint, this is merely the thrilling kickoff to glory. Why? Because the Dodgers are gearing up for their return to the World Series, that pinnacle of baseball prestige. Sure, they still need to wrap up their National League Division Series against the Phillies. And yes, they'll have to conquer the NL Championship Series too. But make no mistake, they're going to pull it off. Their confidence stems from not squandering their commanding 2-0 advantage after that nail-biting 4-3 triumph over the Phillies in Game 2 of their best-of-5 matchup on Monday. And let's be real. The Milwaukee Brewers or Chicago Cubs simply lack the offensive punch to derail these Dodgers in the upcoming round. This year, the Phillies posed the same formidable challenge to the Dodgers as the San Diego Padres did last season. They were the biggest hurdle on the path back to baseball's ultimate prize. Now, that path is nearly obstacle-free. The Dodgers could officially send the Phillies packing as early as Wednesday. And based on the momentum, they absolutely should. Game 3 is set to unfold at the iconic Dodger Stadium. Their ace pitcher, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, will take the mound. Think of him as the star quarterback ready to lead the charge. It's time to call in a priest, or maybe a Padre for that San Diego Padres irony, and deliver the Phillies' final rites. Their season is on life support. Now, and this is the part most people miss. The Dodgers didn't even flirt with winning 120 games during the regular season, which is why they missed out on those coveted first-round byes that the Phillies and Brewers snagged. They headed into the playoffs with a bullpen that felt about as reliable as a leaky faucet, and it almost cost them dearly by nearly blowing a 4-run lead in Game 2. Yet by snagging 2 victories on the road at Citizens Bank Park, the Dodgers proved they still possess that elusive championship magic, that intangible spark that sets them apart from every other team in the league. This magic shone brightly on Monday night through Blake Snell's 6 scoreless innings, a masterful display where he allowed no runs, keeping the Phillies' bats silent. Teoscar Hernández's daring slide home on a slow grounder by Kike Hernandez, Will Smith's clutch 2-run hit that ignited the scoring, and Shohei Ohtani's insurance RBI single. It was also evident in the solid 2 innings from converted starter Emmett Sheehan, and those game-saving defensive gems by Miguel Rojas, Max Muncy, and Mookie Betts. The Phillies, on the other hand, lack this special something, and the championship opportunity that swung open thanks to stars like Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber might just be slamming shut. Phillies manager Rob Thomson clearly sensed the gravity, as he didn't mince words about Game 2's importance. In fact, he underscored its criticality by hinting that Ranger Suarez and Aaron Nola, 2 potential Game 3 starters, could step in as relievers if needed. "This is a big game tonight," Thomson remarked. "We've been talking all year about clinching series and how the first game matters. But in a 5 or 7 game series, the second game is a real game changer." He was even prepared to unleash Suarez in a high-stakes spot, or bring in Nola for extra innings. "And we'll sort out Game 3, he added. The home crowd at Citizens Bank Park got it. They turned the place into a frenzy for Game 1, but Game 2 felt noticeably subdued, with nervous energy giving way to outright exasperation as the Phillies' bats couldn't touch Snell. Boos erupted when batting champion Trey Turner struck out in the 3rd. More boos followed when Brandon Marsh got picked off stealing by Snell to end the inning. And yet more when Alec Bohm fanned for the 4th inning's final out. Snell's first hit allowed came in the 5th, a weak flare to center by Edmundo Sosa. But Marsh promptly grounded out, drawing more jeers. How anxious were Phillies fans? When the stadium announcer warned about streakers and the bare-chested Philly fanatic gashed across the outfield before the 6th, the crowd didn't even react. Baseball's most famous mascot was totally ignored, a rare sign of distraction. Meanwhile, the Dodgers struggled early against Phillies starter Jesus Luzardo, with Mookie Betts getting a single and Teoscar Hernández drawing a walk in the first, only for Luzardo to shut them down for the next 17 batters in a row. The Phillies finally tested Snell in the sixth when Turner and Kyle Schwarber walked back-to-back with one out. Next up, Bryce Harper, the two-time NL MVP. In most other playoff scenarios, Dodgers manager Dave Roberts might have signaled the bullpen right then. But with his reliever's unpredictability, Roberts stuck with Snell, who struck out Harper and induced a force-out from Bohm to keep the game tied at 0. Then, in the seventh, Teoscar Hernández singled and Freddie Freeman doubled, putting Phillies manager Thompson in a similar bind. Thompson erred not in pulling Luzardo, but in his choice of replacement, with closer Joan Duran on standby, he opted for Orion Kerkering. With runners on second and third, Kerkering struck out Tommy Edman for the first out, but Kike Hernandez's slow grounder to short allowed Teoscar Hernández to beat the throw home for the game's opening run. Muncy walked to load the bases, paving the way for Smith's two-run single. Ohtani, who'd been hitless in his previous 7 at-bats in the series, delivered a single to right for an extra insurance run. The Dodgers were off and running. What do you think? Will the Dodgers dominate the rest of the postseason? Or is there a chance for an upset? And is the Phillies' championship window really closing? Or could they bounce back next year? Share your opinions in the comments below. I'd love to hear differing views.